The Bard Dynasty of the Buyids, also known as Buwaihids, Bowayhids, Buyahids, or Buyyids, was an Iranian Shia dynasty of Daylamite origin, coupled with the rise of other Iranian dynasties in the region. The approximate century of Buyid rule represents the period in Iranian history sometimes called the Iranian Intermezzo, since, after the Muslim conquest of Persia, it was an interlude between the rule of the Abbasid Caliphate and the Seljuk Empire. The Bard Dynasty was founded by Ali ibn Buya, who in 934 conquered Fars and made Shiraz his capital, while his younger brother Hasan ibn Buya conquered parts of Jibal in the late 930s, and by 943 managed to capture Ray, which he made his capital. In 945, the youngest brother, Ahmad ibn Buya, conquered Iraq and made Baghdad his capital, receiving the honorific title of Mu'izz al-Dawla, while Ali was given the title of Imad al-Dawla, and Hasan was given the title of Rukn al-Dawla. His Daylamite Iranians, the Buyids, consciously revived symbols and practices of Persia's Sassanid dynasty. In fact, beginning with Abbasid al-Dawla, they used the ancient Sassanid title Shahanshah, literally King of Kings. At its greatest extent, the Buyid dynasty encompassed most of today's Iran, Iraq, Kuwait, and Syria, along with parts of Oman, the UAE, Turkey, Afghanistan, and Pakistan. During the 10th and 11th centuries, just prior to the invasion of the Seljuk Turks, the Buyids were the most influential dynasty in the Middle East, and under King Abbasid al-Dawla, became one of the most powerful Muslim dynasties. Origins. The word Buya is a Middle Persian name ending in the diminutive. The Buyids were descendants of Pana Khusrau, a Zoroastrian from Daylam. He had a son named Buya, who was a fisherman from Lafajan, and later left Zoroastrianism and converted to Islam. Buya later had three sons named Ahmad, Ali, and Hasan, who would later carve the Buyid kingdom together. According to Lokman I. Mahon Kelly L. McLaughlin, the Buyids were of Kurdish origin. However, most historians agree that the Buyids were Daylamites. The Buyids claimed royal lineage from Bahram, the fifth emperor of the Sasanian Empire. History. Rise. The founder of the dynasty, Ali ibn Buya, was originally a soldier in the service of the Daylamite warlord Makan ibn Kaki, but later changed his adherence to the Iranian ruler Buyyids, who had established the Buyahids dynasty, and was himself related to the ruling dynasty of Gilan, a region bordering Daylam. Ali was later joined by his two younger brothers, Hasan ibn Buya and Ahmad ibn Buya. In 932, Ali was given courage as his fief, and thus was able to enlist other Daylamites into his own army. However, Ali's independent actions made Buyyids plan to have him killed, but fortunately for Ali, he was informed of Buyyids' plan by the latter's own vizier. The Buyid's brother, with 400 of the Daylamite supporters, then fled to Fars, where they managed to take control of the region. However, the Buyids and the Abbasid general Yakut shortly came into a struggle for the control of Fars, which the Buyids eventually emerged victorious in. This victory opened the way for the conquest of the capital of Fars, Shiraz. Ali also made an alliance with the landowners of Fars, which included the Fasanjis family, which would later produce many prominent statesmen for the Buyids. Furthermore, Ali also to enlist more soldiers, which included the Turks, who were made part of cavalry. Ali then sent his brother Ahmad on an expedition to come in, but was forced to withdraw from them after opposition from the Baloch people and the Qafs. However, Mahdavid, who sought to depose the Abbasid Caliph of Baghdad and recreate a Zoroastrian Iranian Empire, shortly wrested Khuzestan from the Abbasids and forced Ali to recognize him as his suzerain. Luckily for the Buyids, Mahdavid was shortly assassinated in 935, which caused chaos in the Ziyarid territories. A perfect situation for the Buyid brothers. Ali and Ahmad conquered Khuzestan, while Hasan captured the Ziyarid capital of Isfahan, and in 943 captured Ray, which became his capital, thus conquering all of Jibal. In 945 Ahmad entered Iraq and made the Abbasid Caliph his vassal, and at the same receiving the laqab Mu'izz ad-Dawla. Ali was given the laqab Imad ad-Dawla, support of the state, and Hasan was given the laqab Rukn ad-Dawla, height of power and golden age. In addition to the other territories the Buyids had conquered, Kerman was conquered in 967, Oman, the Jazeera, Tabaristan, and Gorgan. After this, however, the Buyids went into a slow decline, with pieces of the confederation gradually breaking off and local dynasties under the rule becoming de facto independent. Decline and fall. The death of Ahmad al-Dawla is considered the starting point of the decline of the Bard dynasty. His son Abu Khalid Marzuban, who was in Baghdad at the time of his death, first kept his death secret in order to ensure his succession and avoid civil war. When he made the death of his father public, he was given the title of Samsam al-Dawla. However, Ahmad's other son, Shiraz Abul Fawaris, challenged the authority of Samsam al-Dawla, resulting in a civil war. Meanwhile, a Marwanid chieftain named Badh seized Diyarbakir and forced Samsam al-Dawla to recognize him as the vassal ruler of the region. Furthermore, Buwaihids al-Dawla also died during this period, and he was succeeded by Fakh al-Dawla, who with the aid of Buwaihids al-Dawla's vizier Sahib ibn Imad became the ruler of Buwaihids al-Dawla's possessions. Another son of Ahmad al-Dawla, Abu Tahir Firoz Shah, established himself as the ruler of Basra and took the title of Diya al-Dawla, while another son, Abul Hussein Ahmad, established himself as the ruler of Khuzestan, taking the title of Taj al-Dawla. Shiraz Abul Fawaris quickly seized Oman from Samsam al-Dawla, and in 983, the Turkic troops of Samsam al-Dawla mutinied against him, and left Iraq for Fars, but most of them were persuaded by his relative Ziyad ibn Sharakawayh to stay in Iraq. However, unfortunately for Samsam al-Dawla, Iraq was in grim affairs, and several rebellions occurred, which he however managed to suppress, the most dangerous rebellion being under Asfar ibn Kurdawayh, who tried to make Abu Nasr Firoz Kashad the ruler of Iraq. During the same period, Samsam al-Dawla also managed to seize Basra and Khuzestan, forcing his two brothers to flee to Fakh al-Dawla's territory. During the mid-11th century, the Bard Emirates gradually fell to the Ghaznavid and Seljuk Turks. In 1029, Majd al-Dawla, who was facing an uprising by his Daylamite troops in Ray, requested assistance from Mahmud of Ghazna. When Sultan Mahmud arrived, he deposed Majd al-Dawla, replaced him with a Ghaznavid governor, and ended the Bard dynasty in Ray. In 1055, Tufrul conquered Baghdad, the seat of the Caliphate, and ousted the last of the Bard rulers. Like the Buyids, the Seljuks kept the Abbasid Caliphate as the titular ruler. Government. The Buyids established a confederation in Iraq and western Iran. This confederation formed three principalities, one in Fars, with Shiraz as its capital, the second one in Jibal, with Ray as its capital, and the last one in Iraq, with Baghdad as its capital. However, during the late period, more principalities formed in the Buyid confederation. Succession of power was hereditary, with fathers dividing the land among the sons. The title used by the Buyid rulers was Emir, meaning governor or prince. Generally, one of the emirs would be recognized as having seniority over the others. This individual would use the title of Emir al-Umara, or senior emir. Although the senior emir was the formal head of the Buyids, he did not usually have any significant control outside of his own personal emirate. Each emir enjoyed a high degree of autonomy within his own territories. Is mentioned above. Some of the stronger emirs used the Sassanid title of Shahanshah. Furthermore, several other titles such as Malik and Malik al-Muluk were also used by the Buyids. On a smaller scale, the Buyid territory was also be ruled by princes from other families, such as the Buwaihids. Military. During the beginning of the Bard Dynasty, their army consisted mainly of their fellow Daylamites, a warlike and brave people of mostly peasant origin, who served as foot soldiers. The Daylamites had a long history of military activity dating back to the Sasanian period, and had been mercenaries in various places in Iran and Iraq, and even as far as Egypt. The Daylamites, during a battle, normally bore a sword, a shield, and 3 spears. Furthermore, they were also known for the formidable shield formation, which was hard to break through. But when the Buyid territories increased, they began recruiting Turks into the cavalry, who had played a prominent role in the Abbasid military. The Buyid army also consisted of Kurds, who, along with the Turks, were Sunnis, while the Daylamites were Shia Muslims. However, the army of the Buyids of Jibal mainly composed of Daylamites. The Daylamites and Turks often quarreled with each other in an attempt to be the dominant force within the army. To compensate the soldiers, the Buyid emirs often distributed iqtas, or the rights to a percentage of tax revenues from a province, although the practice of payment in kind was also frequently used. While the Turks were favored in Buyid Iraq, the Daylamites were favored in Buyid Iran. Religion. Like most Daylamites at the time, the Buyids were Shia and have been called Twelvers. However, it is more likely that they began as Zaydis. As the reason of this turning from Zaydism to Twelverism, Mujan Momen suggests that since the Buyids were not descendants of Ali, the first Shia imam, Zaydism would have urged them to install an imam from Ali's family. For that reason, Buyids tended toward Twelverism, which has an occulted imam, which was more politically attractive to them. The Buyids rarely attempted to enforce a particular religious view upon the subjects except when in matters where it would be politically expedient. The Sunni Abbasids retained the Caliphate but were deprived of all secular power. In addition, in order to prevent tensions between the Shia and the Sunnis from spreading to government agencies, the Buyid emirs occasionally appointed Christians to high offices instead of Muslims from either sect. Buyid rulers. Major rulers. Generally, the 3 most powerful Buyid emirs at any given time were those in control of Fars, Jibal and Iraq. Sometimes a ruler would come to rule more than one region, but no Buyid rulers ever exercised direct control of all 3 regions. Buyids in Fars: Imad al-Dawla, Adad al-Dawla, Sharaf al-Dawla, Samsam al-Dawla, Baha al-Dawla, Sultan al-Dawla, Abu Khaliya, Abu Mansur Fulad Sujan, Abu Said Khusrau Shah, Abu Mansur Fulad Sujan. Buyids in Rayyan al-Dawla, Fake al-Dawla, Muayyad al-Dawla, Fake al-Dawla, Majd al-Dawla. Buyids in Iraq: Muiz al-Dawla, Is al-Dawla, Adad al-Dawla, Samsam al-Dawla, Sharaf al-Dawla, Baha al-Dawla, Sultan al-Dawla, Musharrif al-Dawla, Jalal al-Dawla, Abu Khaliya, al-Malik al-Rahim. Minor rulers. It was not uncommon for younger sons to found collateral lines, or for individual Buyid members to take control of a province and begin ruling there. The following list is incomplete. Buyyids in Basradiya al-Dawla, Buyids in Hamadan Muayyad al-Dawla, Shams al-Dawla, Sama al-Dawla, Buyyids in Kerman Kawam al-Dawla, Buyids of Khuzestan Taj al-Dawla. Family tree.